is November 5th, and there was a lot of spoilers that were dropped today. We're talking over 100 cards, so we're going to go through these all one by one and just read the effects and showcase some of the card art. Starting off with mono white, we have Invasion Reinforcements, which is a 2-cost creature, human warrior ally with flash. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. We have Kyoshi Warriors. They're a 4-cost creature, human warrior ally. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Then we have Mayor Tana Chin Village, also known as Draneth Magistrate, 2-cost creature, human wizard. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. Then we also have 3 Dreams, 5-cost sorcery. Search your library for up to 3 aura cards with different names, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Really good for aura decks. Then we have Air Nomad Students. Of course, this is when all these airbenders are learning the air scooter that Aang created. It is a 4-cost creature, human monk. Flying at the beginning of your end step. If this creature didn't attack this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then we have the Duke, Rebel Sentry. It's a 1-cost legendary creature, human rebel ally. The Duke enters with a +1/+1 counter on him. You can tap to remove a counter from him. Put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end of turn. Then we have Inspired Insurgent, 2-cost creature, human peasant ally. By spending 1, you can sacrifice it and destroy target artifact or enchantment. Then we have Jet, Rebel Leader, 4-cost legendary creature, human rebel ally. Whenever Jet attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them on the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Then we have Kindly Customer, and I'm sure you guys know who this is. This is someone who had a big crush on Zuko, 2-cost creature, human citizen. When this creature enters, draw a card. Also, take a look at the quotes down here, especially when it comes from Iroh. These quotes are just amazing, so take a look at those when I'm going through these. Koala Sheep, really cute, 3-cost creature, bear sheep. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life. Then you have Monk Yatso, Ain's teacher, 4-cost legendary creature, human monk. Whenever another creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, you may airbend that creature. Then you have Pipsqueak, Rebel Strongarm, 3-cost legendary creature, human rebel ally. Pipsqueak can't attack alone unless he had a +1/+1 counter on him. Then you have Sokka Sword Training, 2-cost instant lesson. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Create a clue token. Then we have my girl, Suki, Kyoshi Captain, 3-cost legendary creature, human warrior ally. Other warriors you control get +1/+1. By spending 4 attacking warriors you control, gain double strike until end of turn. Then you have Tail of Momo, 3-cost, very, very sad scene here. 3-cost sorcery. This spell costs 2 less to cast if a creature left the battlefield under your control this turn. Search your library and or graveyard for an ally creature card, reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Then we have That's Rough Buddy, one of the most famous quotes in Avatar Last Airbender. 2-cost, instant lesson. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on that creature instead. If a creature left the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. Then, it's the quote I'm talking about is, "My first girlfriend turned into the moon." And then Zuko replied with, "That's rough, buddy." Then we have Toucan Puffin, 3-cost creature bird with flying. When this creature enters, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Then we have Acrobatic Leap, 1-cost instant. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn, on tap. Then you have Cloud Shift, 1-cost instant. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. Then you have Duelist Heritage, 3-cost enchantment. Whenever one or more creatures attack, you may have target attacking creature gain double strike until end of turn. Then you have Valorous Stance, 2-cost instant. Choose 1. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Then we have Enlightened Tutor, 1-cost instant. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. And we also have Flawless Maneuver. I love most of these cards for the most part in terms of artwork, but man, does Sokka look kind of doopy right there. But it's a 3-cost instant. If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Moving into mono blue, we have Benevolent River Spirit, 2-cost creature spirit. It has additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend Find. It has flying and ward 2. When this creature enters, scry 2. Then we have Boomerang Basics, 1-cost sorcery lesson. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you control that permanent, draw a card. Then we have a double artwork right here with Crashing Wave. Both of them look beautiful. 2-cost sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, Waterbend X. Tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among creatures your opponent controls. Then you have Knowledge Seeker. Of course, this is one of the animals that kind of brings knowledge and scrolls and wisdom, which he's showcasing right here in the R2 Wanji Tan in his library. 2 cost creature, Fox Spirit Vigilance. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, create a clue token. Then we have a Waterbend Ascension. Really love the art on the left right there. 2 cost enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, draw a card. It has Waterbend 4. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Then we have Judy, Public Servant. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. 4 cost, legendary creature, Human Rogue. You may have Judy enter as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Judy's other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control, partner. This is also known as Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, which makes a lot of sense considering who Judy is. Then you have Visions of Beyond, a 1 cost instant. Draw a card. If a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, draw 3 cards instead. Love this. Just that's Heibai right there, and Heibai is a really cool character in the show. Then we have Baboon Spirit, 3 cost, creature, monkey, spirit. Whenever another non-token spirit you control enters, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. By spending 4, exile another target creature you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Then we have the Blue Spirit, 4 cost, legendary creature, Human Rogue Ally. You may cast the first creature spell you cast each turn as though it had flash. Whenever a non-token creature you control enters during combat, draw a card. Then we have another really cool artwork right there. It's Chakra Meditation, 3 cost enchantment. When this enchantment enters, return up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card, then discard a card unless there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. Then we have Dutiful Knowledge Seeker, another one of Wanji Tan's foxes. 3 cost, Fox Spirit. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into a library from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. By spending 3, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Then we have Nightmares and Daydreams, 3 cost, Saga. Until your next turn, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills cards equal to that spell's mana value. And at 4 lore counters, draw a card. If a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, draw 3 cards instead. Then we have Princess Yue, the Moon Spirit. Well, she is, but 3 cost legendary creature, Human Noble Ally. When Princess Yue dies, if she was a non-land creature, return this card to the battlefield tapped under your control. She's a land named Moon. She gains tap, added a colorless mana, you can tap for Scry 2. Then we have Twee and La, Moon and Ocean, 4 cost legendary creature, Fish Spirit. Whenever Twee and La become tapped, draw a card. Whenever Twee and La become untapped, put a +1/+1 counter on them. I actually really love this effect. I mean, both of these guys represent yin and yang, and they have kind of their own their own unique effect for each of them. So, really like that. Then you have Unagi Spray, 1 cost instant. Target creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn. If you control a fish, octopus, otter, seal, serpent, or whale, draw a card. Then you have Waterbender's Restoration, 2 cost, which this is, I believe, right after Aang injured Katara, and she uses like her healing magic, or well, healing water bending abilities to heal her hands, as showcased in the card art. But it's an instant lesson, has an additional cost to cast the spell, Waterbend X. Exile X target creatures you control, return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Then you have Whirlwind Technique, 6 cost instant lesson. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards a card. Airbend up to 2 target creatures. Then we have Brainstorm, 1 cost instant, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on the top of your library in any order. Then we have Coastal Piracy, 4 cost enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Then we have Consider, 1 cost instant, Surveil 1, draw a card. Dramatic Reversal, 2 cost instant, untap all non-land permanents you control. Then we have Frantic Search. We all know Momo, what he's doing there. Really sad, but 3 cost instant, draw 2 cards, and discard 2 cards, untap up to 3 lands. Then we have a really cool artwork with Fierce Guardianship right there with Katara. 3 cost instant. If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost. Counter target non-creature spell. Then you have Mystical Tutor, 1 cost instant. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. On a mono black, we have Foggy Swamp Hunters, 4 cost creature, Human Ranger Ally. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. Then we have Obsessive Pursuit, 2-cost enchantment. When this enchantment enters and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. Whenever you attack, put X +1/+1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. And if you look at this card art, I really like this just because, like, you can definitely tell Iroh's expression changes when he's referring to like this Zuko or the one in the future. Then we have Swamp Snare Trap, 3-cost enchantment aura. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Enchanted creature gets -5/-3. Then you have Black Sun Zenith, sorcery, put X -1/-1 counters on each creature, shuffle Black Sun Zenith into its owner's library. Then we have Daili Censor, 2-cost creature, human soldier advisor. By spending 1, you can sacrifice another creature, and this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, activate only once each turn. Then you have Desperate Plea, 2-cost sorcery lesson. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. You can choose one or both. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield if its power is less than or equal to the sacrificed creature's power, or you can destroy target creature. Then we have Fire Nation's Occupation, 3-cost enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. Then we have Fire Nation Salvagers, 5-cost creature, human soldier with menace. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Whenever one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, put target creature or vehicle card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Then we have another animal in the Avatar Last Airbender universe, Giant Fly, 3-cost creature, insect, flying. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Then we have Lo and Lee Royal Advisors. I'm glad it's not the other artwork of them. You guys know what I'm talking about if you watch the franchise. 4-cost legendary creature, human advisor. Whenever an opponent discards a card or mills 1 or more cards, put a +1/+1 counter on each advisor you control. By spending 3, you can target player mills 4 cards. Then we have arguably one of the coolest creatures in Avatar The Last Airbender with Nyla Shishrus Luth, 5-cost legendary creature, Mole Beast. When he enters, exile up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard. If you do, you lose X life and create X clue tokens, where X is that card's mana value. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no clues, return target card exiled with Nyla to its owner's hand. Then we have Ruthless Waterbender, 2-cost creature, human soldier ally, Waterbend 2. This creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, activate only during your turn. Then we have Scarring Memories, 4-cost sorcery lesson. You may cast this spell as though it had flash if you control an attacking legendary creature. Target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice, discards a card, and loses 3 life. Then we have, honestly, one of the most memorable scenes in the entire Avatar Last Airbender. I know a lot of people cried during this episode, and it's one of the most memorable episodes. Of course, this was in reference to the actor who used to play Iroh, I believe, and how he passed away. And this was kind of like this, in the episode this art is showcasing, they're paying homage to that actor. But this is Bastion of Remembrance, 3-cost enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And I will sing for you guys, cover your ears. This is just for, to pay homage to the actor. Brave soldier boy comes marching home. But yeah, if you haven't watched this episode, definitely go watch it. Moving on, Dark Deal, 3-cost sorcery. Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws that many cards -1. Then we have Dire Sight, 3-cost sorcery. Surveil 2, then draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Then we have Deadly Relic, 4-cost instant. If you control a commander, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost, exile target creature. Then you have Entomb, 1-cost instant. Search your library for a card, put that card in your graveyard, then shuffle. They did this man really dirty with this art. They really did. For those who know, who know. Then you have Azula, Flame of Ember Island, also known as Dio-Chan Artful Beauty, 4-cost legendary creature, human advisor. This is also mono red, by the way. Destroy target creature of your choice, then destroy target creature of an opponent's choice. Activate only during your turn, before attackers are declared. Then you have Insurrection, 8-cost sorcery. Untap all creatures and gain control of them until end of turn. They gain haste until end of turn. Then you have Chon and Lily, Nomads, 4-cost legendary creature, human bard ally. Whenever one or more bards you control attack, choose 1. Put a lore counter on each of any number of target sagas you control. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each lore counter among sagas you control. Then you have Deer Dog, 2-cost creature, Elk Dog, with first strike. Looks really cool. Then we have another saga, Founding of Omashu, 3-cost, with 1 lore counter, create 2 1/1 white ally creature tokens. With 2 lore counters, you may discard a card if you do draw a card, and with 3 creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Then we have Frantic Confrontation. It's an instant. Target creatures you control get +X/+0 and it gains first strike and trample until end of turn. Really love this card art. I mean, they're all kind of facing down against Azula. In reality, you only need 2 of them just to take them down, specifically just Katara and Zuko. Freedom Fighter Recruit, 2-cost creature, human rebel ally. Freedom Fighter Recruit's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Then we have Iroh, Dragon of the West. Really cool artwork of Iroh right here. Honestly, it kind of represents him a lot. I mean, the fire he's exuding from his fist is really beautiful. 4-cost legendary creature, human noble ally, haste, mentor, which makes a lot of sense for Iroh. Then at the beginning of combat on your turn, each creature you control with a counter on it gains firebending 2 until end of turn. Then we have Longshot Rebel Bowman, 4-cost legendary creature, human rebel ally with reach. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Longshot deals 2 damage to each opponent. Then we have Lost in Memories at 2-cost enchantment aura with flash. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted player gets +1/+1 and has, whenever this player deals combat damage to a player, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Then we have Moku Meandering Drummer, 2-cost legendary creature, human bard ally. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, Moku gets +2/+1 and creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Then you have Overwhelming Victory. Then we have all the gang hall there. You got Mai, Zuko, Azula, and of course Ty Lee. Instant Lesson, Overwhelming Victory deals 5 damage to target creature. Each creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the amount of excess damage dealt this way. Then we have Reckless Blaze, and this is a very emotional moment in the show too, where Aang swears off firebending after hurting Katara in this scene with his firebending. 5-cost Sorcery Lesson, Reckless Blaze deals 5 damage to each creature. Whenever a creature you control dealt damage this way dies, this turn add a red. Then we have Smeller B, Rebel Fighter, 4-cost legendary creature, human rebel ally with first strike. Other creatures you control have haste. Whenever Smeller B attacks, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of attacking creatures. Then we have Storm of Memories, 5-cost sorcery, Storm. Makes sense, I mean, considering this art. Exile an instant or sorcery card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard at random. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Then we have Bolt Bend, a 4-cost instant. This spell costs 3 or less to cast if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Changes the target of a target spell or ability with a single target. Love the flavor of this card considering he's redirecting the lightning bolt Azula is sending at him, and after the scene he just absolutely destroys her. Then we have Cathartic Reunion, or Cathartic Reunion, 2-cost sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. Then you have Fist of Flame, 2-cost instant, draw a card until end of turn. Target creature gains trample and gets +1/+0 until for each card you've drawn this turn. Then you have Deflecting Swat, a 3-cost instant. If you control a commander, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost. You may choose new targets for target spell or ability. Then we have Gamble, 1-cost sorcery. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, discard a card at random, then shuffle. Moving on to Mono Green, we have Rock-a-Lanche, Sorcery Lesson, Earthbend X, where X is the number of forests you control and has flashback of 6. Then we have Walltop Sentries. It's a 3-cost creature, human soldier ally with reach and death touch. When this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Taunting Challenge, I got my boy Boomy right there, 3-cost sorcery. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. Then we have Animal Attendant, 2-cost creature, human citizen. By tapping, add 1 mana of any color. If that mana is spent to cast a non-human creature spell, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Then we have the RT, 2-cost instant lesson. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Create a food token. Then you have Bison Whistle, 2-cost artifact. By spending 1, you can tap, look at the top card of your library. If it's a Bison card, you may put it onto the battlefield. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard. Then you have Bosco, just a bear, 5-cost legendary creature, bear. When Bosco enters, create a food token for each legendary creature you control. By spending 3, you can sacrifice a food token, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Bosco. He gains trample until end of turn. Then we have another lesson card. It's a Boomy's Beast Lecture, 2-cost sorcery. Create a food token that then Earthbend X, where X is twice the number of foods you control. Then we have Cracked Earth Technique. It is a 5-cost sorcery lesson. Earthbend 3, then Earthbend 3, you gain 3 life. Then you have Creeping Crystal Coating, 3-cost enchantment aura. Flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +0/+3 and has whenever this creature attacks, create a food token. Then you have Crystalline Armor, 4-cost enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control and has trample. Then you have Elephant Mandrill, 3-cost creature, Elephant Monkey with Reach. When this creature enters, each player creates a food token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact your opponent controls. Then we have this beautiful artwork right here, my girl Kiyoshi, Suki. It's Kiyoshi Warrior Exemplars, 4-cost creature, human warrior ally. Whenever this creature attacks, if you control 8 or more lands, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Then we have Master's Guidance, 3-cost enchantment. Whenever you attack with 2 or more legendary creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target attacking creatures. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. And once again, just look at the quote on the very bottom. I mean, this one's kind of just badass. You are clearly outmatched. You are clearly outnumbered, barked the soldier. And then Ira responds, you are clearly outmatched. Then you have Solid Ground, 4-cost enchantment. When this enchantment enters, Earthbend 3. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a permanent you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Then we have Tale of Katara and Toph, 3-cost enchantment. Creatures you control have whenever this creature becomes tapped for the first time during each of your turns, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then you have Tectonic Split, which is a really just sick card with Avatar Kiyoshi right there. 6-cost enchantment. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice half the lands you control, rounded up. Then you have Hexproof. Lands you control have tap, add 3 mana of any one color. Then we have Inspiring Call, 3-cost instant, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Those creatures get indestructible until end of turn. Then you have Many Partings, 1-cost sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, create a food token. Then you have a Skirring Haze, 3-cost instant. If you control a commander, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponent controls. Then we have Worldly Tutor, 1-cost instant. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, then shuffle and put the card on top. And I love this artwork of Iroh right here. Good job, Shane. I really like the art for this. Moving on to some monocolored, or some multicolored cards, we have Messenger Hawk, 3-cost creature, Bird Scout with flying. When this creature enters, create a clue token. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Then you have Professor Zay. It's a 2-cost legendary creature, human advisor ally. Discard a card, draw a card. By spending 1, you can sacrifice him. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only during your turn. Then we have Suki, the Kiyoshi Warriors, also known as Captain Sisei, a legendary creature, human soldier. By tapping, you can search your library for a legendary card, reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Then we have Aang, A Lot to Learn, and there's him teaching the other airbenders right there to use his air scooter. Love this scene. 3-cost legendary creature, human avatar ally. Aang has vigilance as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Aang. Then we have Hook Swords, 3-cost artifact equipment. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, then attach this equipment to it. During your turn, equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike, equip 3. Then you have another really cool art of Katara right there. I'm not sure what this is representing in the show. It's drawing a blank, but maybe something to do with like bossing Say due to like the kind of pollution that's going on in the back, perhaps. Anyways, it's a 4-cost legendary creature, human warrior ally. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may waterbend 2. When Katara enters, draw a card, then discard a card unless her additional cost was paid. Katara gets +1/+1 for each lesson card in your graveyard. Then we have Stand United, and you have Suki right there, and then Sokka right there. Really, really cool that they have this 2-cost instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an ally, scry 2. Then you have Zuko, Seeking Honor, 3-cost legendary creature, human noble with firebending 1. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Zuko gains first strike until end of turn. Whenever Zuko deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Going into some artifacts, we have Suspicious Bookcase, 2-cost artifact creature, wall with defender. By spending 3, you can tap. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Then we have Arcane Signet, 2-cost artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your commander's color identity. Then you have Soul Rain, 1 cost, you can tap to add 2 colorless. Then you have Swiftfoot Boots, 2-cost artifact equipment. Equip creatures has Hexproof and Haste, equip 1. Move on to lands, we have Agna Kera, Kikela. Not sure how to pronounce that, I apologize. But anyways, this land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. You can tap to add blue by spending 3, draw a card, then discard a card. Then finally, for the last card, we have Fabled Passage, of course, the infamous Secret Tunnel. Land, sacrifice this land, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Then if you control 4 more lands, untap that land. So that was a quick look at all the cards that were showcased on or spoiled on November 5th. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of these cards. Personally, I am loving them. I am loving the flavor. I'm loving the effects. I'm loving everything about them. Let me know if you plan to make any commander decks out of all of them, or what cards are going to be including in your decks in general. Of course, if there's a chase card among them, let me know down in the comments below too. And while you're scrolling down, don't forget to like and subscribe too. It means the world to me. And I appreciate you guys. Look forward to the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tutor out.